the bottle of vodka.
At 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'd buy 3 of them.
And that's a leveler for you?
That's a level. I was, I feel good now. Put my music on, happy day.
We touched on the alcohol earlier. Okay, so obviously I've seen a lot of the podcasts and all this kind of stuff, and one of the ones that struck me was when you said that you first started drinking aged about 15. And it just sort of, in my head, I'm thinking 14, 15, can you imagine, like, actually having to turn to that sort of extreme lengths to just sort of get a chill, or just to be able to be on the same level as everybody else? Sort of what was happening at that time in your life at 14, 15 that made you have to go to that?
No, it was like, it crept up on me. Alcohol crept up on me.
So you're still in school, obviously, yeah?
Yeah. So I was drinking, like, Friday nights. Remember, like, bottles of hooch.
Yeah,
remember those sort of alcohol pops?
MD 2020.
All that, yeah. So like, me and my mates would all, like, go around, house and drink bottles and get drunk and stuff like that. But then when I was, like I said, I was shy. So when I was going to parties, I go, I will need that before I go to a party.
Just to loosen you up?
Just to be like, I'm meeting new people today, or whatever. And it was fine. It was like, and then I'd go to Chelsea, then I'd be like, the drinking culture was that's what you did. And then I started doing the soccer AM thing, and then people going, oh, you're the geezer in the fucking nappy. I'd be like, yeah. And that would be like, I'd be like, what you reckon? So then I'd know if I walked into a pub, people would be like maybe looking at me, so I'd drink before I even got to the pub. And I didn't see it as a problem, and it probably wasn't that much of a problem.
How old are you at this time?
So I was 16, 17, 18.
Okay, yeah.
So it was sort of like, that was, and then Soccer AM would make a joke, because I'd be like,
I remember it, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Band tubes from your pub. It was all like
Lovejoy, that was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was a feature on the show. Wow. So there was the writing that, this was maybe a problem, because there were cardboard cutouts of me. People
fanning with like a thing, I remember, yeah.
And it was all like a bit of a joke.
But like you said earlier, these days, that ain't going to fly, is it?
No way. But I thought it was a joke. I was like, it's just like, there's a cardboard cutout of me outside of the Dog and Duck in Peckham. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's cool, sort of. But no one really questioned it, and I didn't really question it. But then, so I just carried on drinking and drinking and drinking.
It just became normal. That was life.
Yeah, it was life. It was like every weekend.
What do they call them? Functioning alcoholics, basically.
Yeah, but I don't think I was then. I think
a binger, were you?
I was a binger, yeah, but I didn't. Maybe I probably was, but I didn't know. But when I knew there was a big problem, it was like the year after Dad died. So Dad died, and I was quite strong. I was still drinking, still doing the binge drinking, getting absolutely shit faced. But when I knew it was a massive problem was the year after, when I just got depressed. They call it post-traumatic stress. I didn't know what was going on. So the drinking, like, proper escalated, yeah. But then...
At what age is this? Sorry, Choose.
So it's probably about 27,
yeah, okay.
26, 27. And then when I knew the problem is, like, I'd be planning. So I'd look at my working week. I go, right, so I've got Jesse Lingard interviews, for instance. I won't drink then, the night before. But then I was like, that's a 2.5 hour train journey, so I can drink then. It was mental. So I was like, so I can buy, I know there's a bar on there, so that's cool. Then I can get to Victoria, then I can go in there's a pub there. And then it was like every time I went out, I'd go and buy vodkas for the morning after.
Right.
Because
so
I knew...
you were preparing as well.
Because I knew I'd wake up gagging for it.
And at that point, did you in your nut kind of self, when you associate like alcoholism, your mind instantly runs to like drinking in the morning, doesn't it? And that kind of thing. At that point, did you kind of go, okay, this is a problem, but
I didn't want to give up.
Right.
I loved it. I didn't love it because sometimes I was suicidal. So I didn't love it, but I didn't think I had the mental strength to go enough's enough. And I was fucking ruining relationships with girlfriends. Mum had just lost her husband, do you know what I mean? And I'm acting like that. But then Mum would say, look, you've got a problem. Because sometimes I'd go and stay with her. But if I didn't buy the vodkas for the next morning, I'd be like shaking. So I'd be trying to get out of Mum's house at like 5:30 in the morning to get down to the newsagents where they started to get the paper boys. And I used to walk in. Like, it was so embarrassing looking back. It was actually embarrassing during the time. I'd walk in, and they'd be like, "Morning, you all right?" And I was still half cut.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, can I just get a bottle of vodka, please?" It
Yeah.
was-
At 9 in
it's
the morning.
proper,
Yeah.
5:30 in the morning.
Blimey now.
Do you know what I mean? It was like, but I needed it.
But like, so
I needed that. And sorry to interrupt, but on the way back, I'd have done it. The bottle of vodka.
At 5 in the morning?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'd buy 3 of them.
and that's a leveler for you.
That's the level. I was,
Yeah.
I feel good now. Put my music on, happy days.
Yeah.
I'm walking back home at 6 in the morning, through Cobham, like, and but literally the alley from here to the window over there. I just go bang, 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 bang. Sometimes go bring it all back up, but then go bang, bang, bang.
So that was quite a lot like a journey,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So like the alcohol but
Catches
like,
up in it. It was an illness, isn't it?
In 2021, yeah, it is. And in 2021, it's a very different world. Like you said about Soccer AM, things wouldn't be allowed to happen these days. So in 2021, if you were at the beginning of that journey again, do you think it would have been different, or do you think, people are so much more open now about mental health, addictions? Do you think it would have had the same path, or do you think that this modern day society would have helped?
No, I think the only person that can help an alcoholic is an alcoholic.
Right.
So you have to want to give up.
Yeah.
Like, I speak to so many people on Instagram and stuff now who are suffering. They sort of DM me, and once every month I'll go through all the messages and sometimes I'll phone them up and say speak to them and stuff, or leave them a voice note, or try and help. But I never wanted to give up. I knew drinking vodka at 5:30 in the morning, because I needed to drink vodka, or I thought I did, is a problem. But I didn't want to give up. I was quite happy to go on like that.
Do you think
It's mental, isn't it? I mean, why would you want to live like, literally by 6:30 in the morning, I'd be absolutely spanked.
Wow.
Go to sleep,
Neat
get
vodka.
up, and then, yes, pub's open.
Wow.
Do you
But then I
think
wouldn't drink every day.
But this is the misconception people
Yeah,
have with
people
alcoholism,
thinking that-
isn't it?
People think an alcoholic is someone who drinks all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's not. It's someone who can't control their alcohol.
Yeah.
So I'd go on 4-day binges, like disgusting binges, like bottles of vodka, then beers, then pass out. I wouldn't know where I'd been. I'd be checking Twitter like an idiot on Sunday morning with the vodka under my bed. Tubes. When you could do the search bar?
Yeah.
Tube soccer. And it would pop up like fucking Wimbledon yesterday. I was at Clapham as well. Was like, wow. People were like, "Hey."
Do you think because you were that guy, do you know what I mean? You're Tubes, you're that funny guy, the comedy guy, the guy that makes everyone laugh, really approachable, everybody knows you're a lovely guy. Do you think that it helped you keep up that sort of, do you know what I mean? It's like you have to have this mask on. Do you know what I mean? It's like footballers, like for me, for example, I'll get people come up to me and I know that they know me through like cycling GK and all that. I'm a nice guy. I have to sort of almost play the role as well. And there's days where you don't feel like it, but you've got to do it. Do you know what I mean? Do you think you having those shots, that vodka, got you on that sort of, I can deal with doing that all day, every day? So whoever comes up to me, I'm good to go.
It's a great question, that. It's a really good question. I've never really thought about it in that way. But at the first, I'd do it to calm the nerves and be involved and be one of the lads and, get involved and stuff like that. But I think the last few years of it, I think there was no choice. It was just like I'd had it programmed in my mind that I was never like fighting people, or not that I can remember. But I don't think I was a very nice person when I was that pissed anyway. I was never like arrogant or rude. But my brother would say to me, like, sometimes you just be like, I wouldn't talk, or
annoying or something like that.
Annoying,
different,
talking
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, not Tubes.
Not me. So I think it was just I got myself in such a state that I needed it, and I'd planned it, so I didn't really care. It was like, as long as I've got that Kronenberg or that vodka, or I know that I've got stores for later.
You're golden.
Yeah, but it'd be like, I'll go and watch Chelsea, and I swear to God, for a few years, I wouldn't be able to tell you the morning after what the score was the day before.
Right.
That bad.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I've never actually said this, but it's still out there. It was shocking to see. Like, every time you finish on a come down, you'd be like, right, who have I got to apologise to? Has anyone got a video? Because obviously I got arrested a couple of times, and it made the papers, which obviously upset mum more, which was disgraceful by me, but we moved on. But there's some footage at Sky, and it's me in the Matthew Harding upper on my own after the game, and I'm literally, the cameraman, fucking bastard, has filmed it, thinking it's funny because it was back then when it was
it's part of it.
funny.
Yeah.
You guys, you can put this on Soccer and put it on the show. And it's like,
Wow.
I'm thinking, there must be about 3 or 4 people still left, and I'm there just with my top up, going, "Whoa," like that, on my own.
Wow.
I mean,
not
great.
you.
I mean, great banter. But
I know, but my instinct is to kind of go, wow. But like, it's shocking, isn't it?
shocking, and I'm there on my own. There's no one with me. I'm just there like that, and you can see the stewards just going, "Come on, mate," and I'm like, "Whoa," and just like, I don't remember.
Wow.
Do you know what?
How bad's that?
It is.
shocking.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, the camera gets pulled away. Yeah, that doesn't even get filmed. Like that's not happening nowadays. But I think that's how.
cameraman filming it, and then let me know, and I'm thinking,
And they're saying put it on soccer.
they were like, "Why don't you put it on?"
This is
I'm like,
gold. This is gold.
This is
Come
great.
on.
It's third eye. I'm like,
You remember the third eye? Third eye was Bowton, to be fair.
third eye tubes, and I'm like, fucking hell! Like if that guy out now, you're sacked.
Yeah. Well, that's
I'm
it.
not doing. I haven't got my old chap out or anything. I'm just talking.
I want to talk about your old chap in a bit.
Oh,
Actually,
mate, yeah.
I want to hear because I was laughing my head off.
Ironically, because obviously you've had a heart attack. You were clean at the time. You were sober.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I've never been fitter.
Do you think the alcohol abuse for the previous sort of 10 odd years or 20 odd years, whatever, has contributed to that?
Yeah, I can't sit here and say it's had nothing to do with it, but it wasn't a major thing. I had a hole in my heart.
Ah, okay.
But obviously, downing bottles of vodka
It has to.
and smoking cigarettes does not help you not have a heart attack. So I can't sit here and go, "I had nothing to do with it." Of course it has, but yeah, it was a different problem for the heart attack. But because when I finally, thank God, touch wood, knocked it on the head 5 years ago, actually last week.
Yeah, good on you,
big
mate.
dog.
Well done.
Brilliant. What a ledge.
Brilliant. So I was like, right, I need another thing to do,
Vice.
because once you're sober, you don't realise how many more hours in the day you have.
Yeah.
You're not doing the 6 o'clock walks to the off license, talking to the embarrassed lady. You're not spending all day at Chelsea. You're just going to watch the game.
But you're
driving
compass
back.
mentis at the same time. You're in control of your facilities. You know what I mean? You know what
Yeah.
you're doing. You can dedicate that time to being productive.
Exactly. So that's what I did. I was like, right, I'm fat. I look like a mess. Let's go to the gym.
Get in the gym.
Yeah.
So I was going down the gym, and I just went, vroom, and I looked really good.
Yeah.
I lost, I think, two and a half stone, I think.
Yeah.
And I felt really, really good. I was going every day, and I was going to classes. I had a little personal trainer called Frank. He was wicked, and he was a good mate of mine now. So it was all good. And then all of a sudden, fucking nearly died playing football. It's like, I was like, hang on, what's going on here? It's like, I was like, so literally I think I was 2.5 years sober, and then
Bang.
I had a major heart attack.
Just going back to the alcohol thing quickly, but I think me and you have got some very similar traits. So I am very sort of like, I'm obsessive compulsive with stuff. If I find something I like and I want to do it, it's such an addictive personality, massive addictive. But if I find something that I want to do and I like it, I am head and like FIFA, everything in. I'm in. Okay, I want to know
I
about
think
it.
that's why we connected so well.
Sure.
When we spoke the other week, we were both so enthusiastic about one certain thing, which obviously we're going to talk about later. But I think that's why we get on so well, because we're so like, and we show our emotions.
Yeah,
as well,
for sure.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I think it's just like, say you found alcohol. Thankfully, touch wood for me. Sort of, I've never found like a really bad vice. I remember when I was younger, when I was first started football, when I was kind of 18, 19, I started going casino quite a little bit with a couple of lads from Stoke. And bearing in mind, I was on probably 250, 350 quid a week. Literally, all my wages was just going in the casino. Do you know what I mean?
You were pushing it, weren't you?
For a bit, yeah.
Really,
I remember we walked into a casino and we went Coventry. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Like me, you, and Luke went over and we've walked to the roulette table, decent chunk of money. One go. Go on, let's go home, lads.
Gone.
And you're like,
Really,
wow,
yeah. Gone.
okay.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but that's what I mean. I was so like, I was into it, and that was my advice at the time, kind of thing. And it wasn't until I met my wife, Kate. She was the one who was like, "No, you're not doing this anymore."
Straightened him out, didn't she?
Do you remember back in the day?
Today, she's an absolute legend.
So do you remember like back in the day, you could get credit cards, like egg credit cards? Do you remember the egg credit cards?
You probably got a PPI on that.
100%, yeah. 'Cause, like they were giving them to everybody, weren't they? And you were able to get like $2.5 grand, $3 grand in credit, like straight away. I remember going on the internet and like applying for one for as much as I could get, and they would give me $3,000 straight away. And I'm thinking, that is just gambling money.
Yeah.
It's just pure gambling money. I am buzzing my tree off, kind of thing.
See, I never knew about
But
the gambling.
it was literally for a space of about probably 2 years, I'd say. Before Kate, and then it was like, boom, you're not doing this anymore.
Right, good on you,
and
Kate.
fair dues, like she proper knocked me into shape, and ever since then, like, take it or leave it. Do you know what I mean? If Cheltenham's on the telly, for example, sort of thing, I would have a little bet on the Cheltenham, maybe if we go to the races or whatever.
The brain's strong.
But other than that,
brain is strong.
it's exactly that. It was literally that, because I remember at the point, there was one point where she was like, you carry on doing this, we're done. And bear in mind, I'm only like 20 at the time, sort of thing. But it, literally like that, boom. Yeah. But then I learned to channel it into other things, whatever I'm doing. So, like, I for sure get it from my dad, though, right? So my dad is like a collector. He collects anything. He'll collect. He's got like Star Wars memorabilia.
Lego. Is it
Lego?
Wow.
He'll
Celine
collect
Dion.
everything.
Celine Dion.
Legend.
But he's got that in him to want to find out about it and then go and collect it and then try and see it, sort of thing. So I've always collected stuff. So I've got like a ridiculous trainer collection. Yes, like
golf balls was a big one
I used
for you
to
for a
collect
while.
golf balls. Yeah, like I used to collect all mad golf balls.
The pink half colour ones.
I heard this on Jackmate. Is that right? You talked about I was intrigued by that. I was like, wow.
So, but I learned, that's what I mean. I learned to channel it into certain ways, sort of thing. So at the minute, I'm doing it into YouTube because I've just fully enjoy it, and I love the whole world and how many different variables. Yeah. And when we met for the very first time a couple of weeks ago at the Bravazon at the Balfry in Birmingham. And we literally, like I said, I've never met you before. Yeah. We sat down and straight away we just sort of went, boom.
It was like we hadn't seen each other for years.
It was,
like
wasn't
best
it?
Mates. It was
the problem is though, Tubes, is like, so with like the golf thing, he's come back from playing golf for you and he's like, I've got the golf book back again, and I'm going,
I see it on his
here we go.
Like, golf life.
Here we go.
It's the only life Ben knows.
So I've been spending the last 2 weeks watching golf videos, like, solid golf videos, watching it, learning it, buying new gear, new equipment, like new tops, new frigging everything, mate. Yeah. But I think as long as you can find something to channel it, so like you say at the minute, you found this YouTube world, like in it, and I'm not joking, it's incredible, isn't it?
I love it.